And we won the die roll. We're on the play. Let's do a very quick keep or mulligan. Keep-ish. Yeah, don't like it. But looking for land here. Brainstorming can be a pain here. Plus we're fetching, clearly island or plains. Mulliganing to 5, it is clearly Reanimator. It's just the way it works, right? Alright. Prismatic Vista go. And go. Alright. We'll brainstorm. Lands. Now they can see, oh, interesting. Dazing. Alrighty then. This should be an interesting game. That's going to set them back. We're going to have to draw live off the top. Probably one of these, assuming it's like blue, black tempo. This tells me they probably don't have a whole lot to do. Which one are you taking? Which one's going to be? Neither. Back to basics. Fair enough. That is probably the one I care about the least. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. They now have perfect information, which is just so horrible. Anyway. Thought sneeze? There's not much I can do here, aside from fetch if I wanted to. You can have it. So they are on a mulligano, and we are kind of, let's see, shuffles their library. We're somewhat restricted on lands. Do I want to do this before a potential Bowmaster? My hand is decent, but I do want lands, so the answer is yes. These are not lands, unfortunately. Snap is decent, but I'm going to need at least some time to use it. And I think Brainstorm can help me significantly here, so I'll go with this. And we'll do this. Nope, we won't. Okay, there we go. This is the game of very few lands. Although I did draw one off the top, so I am thankful for that. It still could be some type of Reanimator deck. I am going to do this. Land. That is a land. Yeah, I can brainstorm around the Thoughtseize. I can still Swords a Bowmaster. Didn't see that one coming. Do I want to brainstorm now? What are we going to be expecting? They're going to play this into probably Kaito, is my guess. Actually, Dress Down's really good. This. Don't care for this. And if I Dress Down here, them dazing means they're not getting Kaito. I like that. Set them back a little bit more. This goes into their turn as well. Excellent. Okay. We will take more removal. So next turn, probably just Prismatic Ending this. Wasteland, yeah. Might want to get rid of that one. Because Murktide can be a problem here, but I can't Teferi it. I'm thinking of Tamiyo. Prismatic Ending can end that, so to speak. This can always get Mountain if I need Prismatic for 3. So with that being said, I am going to play this. Ideally going to get a Plains. And let's do this, this, and this. Okay. Next turn is probably Teferi. And I'd probably just draw a card. I don't mind them bowmastering. I can always plow one and get the token. So that's not a big deal. They do know my hand. Okay, Tamiyo. At least I can plow it with Teferi protection. Let's do that. And let's play our other land too as well. So if they want to brainstorm in response, we don't get dazed when we plow it. Wow, there's some plows. Perfect. So what do we want to keep? I mean, it's plains. We'll do this. They do play Edict, which is, yeah, nope. Sorry. Nice Brainstorm. There's a reason why I played it that way. Thank you very much. So they have Brainstorm in their hand, and I do want to play around Edict. If they Bowmaster it, I am cool with that. Let's do this. That is a good draw. Okay. That's exactly why I played my land first. Just so if I had to daze, or if I had to plow in response to their Brainstorm and they wouldn't daze me. Taking up with Teferi is going to be nice. Okay, so they found something they like. Unfortunately, I can't get... Okay, that's good. Haven't seen any forms of Reanimator here yet. Good. We like that as well. So I want to tick up, and then that just leaves me with so many options. With sorcery, speed, all this mana, and being able to be protected from counter magic, which is fantastic. That's really good too. Your turn. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Not too much. So, I mean, I can just Force of Will this, right? Just to use my mana, and then they what? They play another Bowmaster? That's not going to be a big deal. Is there anything else I'm really afraid of? What, like even a Tamiyo in the Brainstorm I can deal with Snapcaster, so let's just force this. I'm assuming they don't have an Edict. Okay, like that's fine too, sure. So they do have Reanimate, which is good to know. There's a lot that I can do here, and it really just depends on what I feel like doing, so to speak, if that makes sense. Like, I could just Wrath of the Skies and clean it up pretty neatly. If they play something before, that's good. I think Snapcaster, Plow, works here. So... so we have block. Oh yeah, they can't play anything. So I want to block this, and I want to plow this so they can't reanimate it. I mean, I guess they can reanimate Snap. If you want to go that route, feel free. Sure. Okay. So playing Coat means it's going to be playing into Wrath. That is something to keep in mind. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3, I need a little bit more to be able to play and replay it. 1, 2. We will go this route. What do we have? Perfect. And go. Turning in quite the interesting game. A lot of trading for resources. Okay, so they do want their snap, as expected. So they're going to be getting, what? Thoughtseize or Brainstorm or Ponder, something like that. I was aware of that line. Sure, you can Brainstorm. You know what's fantastic? I can also bounce this too. Then I won't have counter protection, but I think that's a very big value play. Sure, you can have that. Don't need it. Tamiyo, okay, that's decent. So since they have one card in their hand, I think that's going to be the best. Just bounce, snap. That's decent. I won't have protection, but that does mean I can't kill this still, and we can have a Prismatic Ending there. Yeah, let's do that. Thank you. Kaldra, there's a draw. Do I want to play this? Let's see. I might need to in order to play around days, but let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah, since I tapped that way. Okay. And do they have an extra Brainstorm? That is probably the way that gets around this. A daze, okay. So now we can safely play into days, knowing that they don't have it. B-Skull should be the last one. Alrighty, so they have a land in their... Oh, they Brainstorm, right? I forgot if they shuffled. Okay, cool. Very interesting one there. I think I have a few things I could have tightened up on, but nevertheless. We are removing this. They do have a Reanimate package, which makes me wonder if they're like full-on Reanimator. I wouldn't mind bringing in a couple Surgicals, but nevertheless, we are bringing in these most definitely. And what we are taking out, let's see, we'll go with 3 here. I don't mind Spell Pierce. Like, I think Flusterstorm's better, but there's a lot of little things that you can fight over. And games aren't usually like that, where they just have all of their mana in the first place. I think Dress Down is good. Let's see. I have 58. What did I mess up there? I took out 3. I brought in 3. Did I miss something? What else? Oh, yeah. The Wrath of the Skies as well. So I could see a Surgical here and a Dress Down. Something like that. Dress Down is utility for, as you saw, it could be Tamiyo, it can be for their Bowmasters. So it's a lot of removal. Ironically enough, I took these out, but they saw this first game, so they might not, so they might play around it, which is good. But this makes our mana base so much easier. We have 3 here, 3 here, that's 6, plus 4 plows, that's 10. 3 snaps, 2 Teferi, 2 Jace, and I think this looks decent. Let's go back. Mulligan. Quite easily. Woof. Okay. It's playable. Thoughtseize Ponder. Turn 2 Bowmaster? No? Okay. Just checking. Nice. Stifle. These are actually all pretty decent. They can technically Entomb Reanimate if they have that. Wow, this is an interesting one. So I do have a Plow, and I think I just want to go Pierce. This is just for the most protection. I don't have to draw. I don't have to crack. I can always Brainstorm if needed if I want that other swords. That sword is going to be helpful. This is good. Okay, so if they Bowmaster, I can always just Brainstorm that way. They generally like doing that. Okay, not this time. Let the cards pile up. Still can't do anything there because they can still Bowmaster. It's fine. They can still Bowmaster. They'd have to crack this. Puts a card on top of their library, sure. They want 3 mana. 1, 2, 3. Dauthi Voidwalker. I don't see why not. Okay, sure. Let's Brainstorm. Whoa, mana. Okay, I want all of this. So, blue, white. I mean, I'm just not going to shuffle, right? So, whew. Surgical is that just for protection there. I don't have any red at the moment, so tough decision. I am gonna have to fetch to get this. So yeah, let's just do this. We'll have one of each. I don't know why it was all that difficult, but okay. So normally I'd put red here, but I have a Spell Pierce. And I do want to Plow here. Force of Negation gets rocked. Force of Will gets rocked. It's just, they're playing right into my Spell Pierce here. If I let them untap, it's different, so let's do that. Okay. Okay. So they can Brainstorm, and I can Spell Pierce it. So next turn I can Swords and Spell Pierce their Brainstorm, if that's the case. Yeah, so let's do that. Okay, sure. Like, I didn't think they were going to Force of Will that. So if they Brainstorm there, I can Pierce it. And you don't want to do it in their upkeep because then they have so much more mana that way, where Spell Pierce isn't as effective. So what do they have here? Like, Fatal Push, right? Reanimate, maybe? Are they waiting for a perfectly timed Bowmaster? Possibly. Wasteland, these are some of the things that could be in their hand. Force of Will, if they keep them in. Some amount of them. Sure. Have some nice Bowmaster food. Counter target. Huh. That is quite interesting. I think this is going to get some Pierce value here. Could have replicated it. They probably didn't expect that to happen. They're like, are you serious? I am serious. I do play Spell Pierce. It's always yield. I don't think Consign's a decent card to bring in, especially if you're already planning on kind of dealing with graveyards that way. Yeah, I can Brainstorm here. Let's begin combat. Let's attack first, give them less information. Fetch land would be phenomenal to get rid of this Volk. They don't have Bowmaster mana, which it ultra incentivizes me to Brainstorm now. And we have a lot of cards that we can play here. Here are some decent cards. This, and then we're putting this on top because this is a better in case we do end up not casting this and it doesn't shuffle. Do I want the coat? I do have a Brainstorm, but that's going to be quite difficult to use. Kaldra can also mess with Kaido, but I am going to go with coat here. Little less mana intensive. And they have to have some type of Fatal Push in their hand. Spell Pierce. They have to have some type of Fatal Push in their hand. Okay. As expected. Played well in that scenario. Brainstorm is going to be getting a little bit more difficult with Bowmasters snooping around. They can always reanimate my, let's see, top of their library. They liked it. They can reanimate my Stoneforge if they just feel the need. Nice. Let's attack first. I was going to say, what happened to my Spell Pierce? It is gone. Do I want to play Coat? I can hard cast Force here. I can also snap Plow. What am I afraid of? Am I afraid of one card here? I don't think I am. With that in mind, I think it's just better to keep stuff up. Okay. Declines to use Ponder's ability. You got it. I could force a will this playing into Daze, and if that doesn't work, snap Plow, as in like that's two ways of dealing with it, which I don't mind. Like if they have a Daze here, then they have to have Force and something else. Which I don't mind. Like I know I'm playing into Daze, but I'm conscious of that because if Force doesn't go through, that allows me much easier chance of snap and plowing. And if I don't hit any removal, this has to chump. So if they are dazing, are they even returning a land to their hand? Like if this eats a Force of Will, okay, perfect. As expected. So they have a land and then they have two unknowns. Like that could be a Force of Will and whatever else, but okay. Probably a what? It's going to be another Consign To Memory. That would be funny. It's going to be funny and then, oh well, there's this too. Yeah, I don't see why not. This plays around Consign To Memory because curious because seriously, that card is being played here. Let's continue poking. Flooded Strand into the graveyard. What is this? When they lose half their life rounded up. When this creature dies, if it had no return it to the battlefield under its owners with 2 stun counters on it. Wow. Alrighty then. How about no? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I can't do Prismatic Ending and play around Daze. We need to remove it so that it quote unquote doesn't die. Okay, so yeah, let's definitely plow it and have that backup. Don't mind if I do. Snap doing So much work. Doing it before combat so that I can attack through it for obvious reasons. I've never seen that before. I don't want to see it again. This is still here, just like quote-unquote for protection. It's been a lot of removal. Still 2 cards in hand. They didn't like the Flooded Strand. They binned that. Still nothing. Okay, I like what I'm seeing. Let's attack first. Because if they have a Bowmaster, then, you know, that's no bueno. I am going to hold on to that. Do I think they have a Bowmaster? Like, would they have played it seriously? I think they would have. And even if I play a Bowmaster, if they play a Bowmaster on my Ponder, is it that big of a deal? So entering, drawing a card, they're going to pretty much nuke both of those. Oh, do I care about that? I mean, are there other things that I can probably worry about a little bit more? It is a clock, so like there's so many ways of dealing with a Murktide. Like Murktide means I can ponder. Right? If they had a Bowmaster, they would have played it, right? Like, especially with both of these attacking. All right, that's good. That gives me something else to do. Okay, cool. Topic Tundra wins the match. I don't know if they flooded out or just didn't find a whole lot, but I think I probably nulled a lot of their cards in the hand. Like, we guessed when they had a Fatal Push there. They might have had some Wastelands they were sandbagging, which we played around perfectly. And I pretty much played around Daze all of the times except when I knew I wasn't going to do it, and that pretty much allowed me to cast Snapcaster and plow that creature, or just, we didn't even need to do that. We drew a Prismatic Ending, but hope you enjoyed that one. Another one for the good guys.